Okay, good morning everyone, especially to our course professor, Dr. Henrita Managbanag. Good morning, ma'am. And today, I will be tackling about human relations theory. So, Elton Mayo is considered as the father of human relations theory. He is an Australian psychologist and he was a supporter of Taylorism of scientific management. Taylorism suggests that workers mainly motivated by paying. But Mayo strongly believed that motivation is not influenced by more than just money. Elton Mayo and his associates conducted their study in the Hawthorne plant of the Western Electrical Company in USA between 1927 and 1930s, and their study is called Hawthorne Experiment. In this experiment, Mayo evaluated the attitude and psychological reaction of workers in on-the-job situation. It began by examining the impact of illumination levels on worker productivity. Eventually, the study was extended through the early 1930s and addressed a broader range of workplace conditions. The results, however, identified a unique identifier of group performance. The control and experimental group performance improved irrespective of the environmental conditions. So, during the conduct of experiments, they found out that physical condition or changing the environment is not the source of increasing productivity. And they realizes that increasing productivity is by paying attention to workers. So, human or social factor found more important than physical condition. So the theory became known as the Hawthorne effect. The individual perform better when given a special attention. So what is human relations theory? Human relations theory are the study of the ways in which people relate to each other in group situation, especially work, and how communication skills and sensitivity to other people's feelings can be improved. And human relations deals with motivating people and organizations to develop teamwork which effectively fulfills their objectives and achieve organizational objectives. So human relations is a process of an effective motivation of individuals in a given situation in order to achieve a balance of objectives which will yield greater human satisfaction and help accomplish company goals. So for example, imagine that you are an employee of company A. They expect you to be efficient and productive as possible. And there are rigid workflows and processes that you need to follow. In their eyes, there's only one right way to get the job done, and no room for your own creative approach or interpretation. Now imagine that you work for a company B. They value your opinions about your work environment and treat you as an individual with unique preferences and perspective. They encourage close relationship with your colleagues and your manager, and they offer a plenty of praise for a job well done. You feel like you're working with a human beings instead of robot. So in which organizational culture do you think that you will be more productive? Is it a company A or a company B? So of course the company B. So company B describe the essence of human relation. Then we have human relations principle. So we have 4 human relations principle. The first principle is treat employee as individual. So if we treat our employees as individual, if ato silang pakitaan respect, then showing that we appreciated their works, then just like in the classroom setting, as a teacher we always give appreciation to our student, then the outcome student will inspire and well motivated, and they will work harder. Then the second principle is to promote positive group values and relationships. So how can we do that? How can we promote a positive values or a harmonious relationship towards our workmates? So our attitude should really affect our work as well as ourselves and other. So to promote a good relationship, probably be consistent and trustworthy. Also, support your fellow team. So don't drag them down. Instead, you will support them. Then, also, deliver a quality work on time. This is very important. Kay kung dili ka on time mo submit og reports, then you will have a conflict to your managers or workmates. So, to promote positive group values, you should avoid gossip. So, gossip mo na number one nga maka-ruin sa atong relationship between our colleagues. Then, the third principle is to ensure effective management and supervision. So, ang effective manager daw kuno kay consistent, focused on clarity and accuracy and communication. Then, set the goals, publicly reward and recognize hard work. An example, or let's just say a good role model. Then transparent, encourage all opinions and ideas, help the team to enjoy their work, and listen and ask questions. So that's the characteristic of an effective manager. And now let us proceed to the fourth principle of human relation, which is establish effective organizational conditions. As you can notice that the previous three principles, the organization is clearly at the center of human relations. Once na na-achieve sa usa ka organization ang tulo ka principles above that I mentioned earlier, then the organizational condition is effective. There are advantages of human relations theory. It is true that human relation theory has some pretty big perks for employers. It includes greater engagement, boosted productivity, and improved retention. There are 5 strategies to apply human relations theory. So number 1 is provide context around tasks. So it is hard for us to work with no direction. I experienced this kind of situation earlier nga I don't know how to start with my work because I'm not oriented with the task and the template is new for me, so it's very confusing. It is very hard to start. So for me, I don't mind if lisod ba na siya nga trabaho, but the important thing is I know how and what to do. So as the leader of the organization or as a manager, it is your job to assist or to orient your workers if gusto ka ma-successful or ma-achieve ang inyong goal sa organization. Then the second strategy is collect feedback from employees. Asking employees feedback is very important because it is positively contributes to their engagement and work performance. They are also more likely feel empowered and maka-feel sila that they have a voice and their opinions are important to the organization. The number 3 is to understand employees as unique individuals. Remember that one of the principles of human relations theory is that there is no one-size-fits-all approach in management. Workers perform in different ways. They have also unique physiological needs and different perspective. Number 4 is offer adequate praise and recognition. This strategy is very important. How long would the employees are motivated if they feel that their hard work was never recognized? If they feel that way, their productivity and motivation will decrease. That's why giving praise and recognition are very important. Then the last strategy is dedicate time to support social bonds for bonds between employees. So leave time for relationships and bonding. That's why most of the organization are having their team building. That's the end of my report. So my report is all about motivating or increasing productivity of a certain employees by building a good or harmonious relationships to the workers. The main focus of this theory is social or human factor, no other than that. Whether you have a very convenient, desirable, well-ventilated or fully air-conditioned working place, then you can't get along with your colleagues, you feel that you are surrounded by toxic people, what will happen is that your productivity or motivation will affected. Most of the time, an employee leaves the company not because of the low compensation or ideal physical working environment. They usually leaves due to toxic and unhealthy relationship with co-workers. So, importante jud na ma-develop na to atong social factor. And that's all about human relations theory. Thank you.